funny. American coaches have always brought up memories for me. I don't know. That's just how the RV universe has treated me over the years. It just happens to brand me with memories using American coaches. We did a cross-country trip when I was about 13, and we took 2 months to come back. And we did that trip in a 1999 American Eagle. Anyways, this 2012 American Heritage is something that Kaya and I had the pleasure of camping in a few years ago when we last had this coach. And we are very thrilled to see it back in the RV Max collection, where we like to handpick our coaches based off of what we like. And this one in particular is one of our favorites. It is a very well optioned and rare motor coach. This was built separate from the lineup at American Coach, including the American Eagle. It had an initial sticker price of over $800K, and that was the base price. This particular one was actually initially spec'd for a NASCAR team, and we are friends with the fine gentleman who initially sold this coach when it was brand new. So that's kind of special. It's still low miles, so it's got about 48,000 miles on the clock, and it had roughly 25,000, I think, the first time around. So the coach has these beautiful underlights that is one of the reasons I wanted to take cooler video shots at the time. And then on top of that, it's got these RGB accent lights that go around all the windows, so it really lights up at night. Those RGBs change colors and they look spectacular, especially along with the blue underlights, which is now kind of an American Coach staple. All their high-end coaches have blue underlights, which I kind of like as a standard for them. Now this has a one-piece windshield up front, and then down below is our 12.5 kilowatt Onan quiet diesel generator. It is on a slide tray. I love how the face of this coach comes out, so it gives you a lot more access to things beyond just the generator. Now this does have this super cool bus style upper windshield wiper setup, so they come from the top. But this front end right here was right before they went to the next generation face, and the shape again is so nice because the fiberglass hides all of your seals, including having it wrap around the edges here. This makes it look a lot more slick, and it's also quieter when you go down the road. Now the front of this coach also has a steel cage, which increases safety. Now the framework on these American coaches is well known. They had their own name for their extra chassis modifications that go on this Spartan K3. It's called the Liberty chassis. And basically it's just an extra bracing system with 3-inch braces. They have different terms for them, but that's what I call them. It's basically extra support down in the compartments that are mounted on the chassis itself. So these are kind of like, if you look in a race car, you're gonna see a roll cage that increases stability and chassis stiffness. It also has aluminum framing up top, and this particular floor plan has the full wall slide, which I believe all of the Heritage coaches, there was 2 models at the time. Now the front bay right behind me here has some chassis side electronics, as well as an air chuck and the button for our generator slide. The coach has 315 80 22.5 size tires all around, and they're of course beautiful polished aluminum wheels. And there's a lot of storage. We've got pass-through storage compartments with lighting down here that you can turn on at the entrance of the coach. You've got electric slide trays and this really durable material. They've used this in American coaches for a long time. Now on the driver's side of the coach, we do have an AquaHot 600D that has 2 electric elements in it. This is for your furnace heat as well as hot water. And the dump bay has a stainless finish as well as a black and gray flush. You've got an electric reel for your water hose, as well as some accessory outlets, which I think is a nice touch in this compartment. And the condensation for the air conditioning actually drips down out of the bottom of the bus right in this spot. And Kaya, if you will, here are the tank sizes. I thought about moving my hand around to make it challenging, but I'll play nice. Anyways, so going over here towards our tag axle, we do have an electric reel for our 50 amp power cord, which comes out the bottom of the coach right behind the driver's side tag axle. And this coach does have a gravity fill for the freshwater tank, which I think is a very nice touch. The Newmars don't have that on the King Airs, and I honestly think that's a design flaw. Anyways, so around back, we've got that beautiful American coach rear end, but again, with some heritage styling that makes it stand apart. And that windscape package, which cost $30,000 when this coach was new, really sets this coach off. It's an excellent paint job. Color choices are phenomenal. And of course, on the rear end, that stainless grille looks quite fantastic. And that is covering a monster back there. We've got a 600 horsepower Cummins ISX, which produces nearly 2,000 pound-feet of torque. It's an absolute beast. It's also got a 15,000 pound towing capacity and a exhaust brake that will rip your face off. It's crazy. I mean, it's got 3 stages, and in high, I mean, you barely have to touch the brakes on this coach. It's crazy. Now, on this side of the coach, we do have 2 Girard Vega awnings. So these come out and arch downwards. And we also, of course, have paint striping that continues down the sides of these slide outs. All right, I guess, because Kaya said we have to, we'll point out some flaws. That's the only reason though, really. Right over here, we've got a bit of stuff peeling off this taillight fixture. You'll notice the front of the coach has this beautiful chrome that's perfect. That's because it's been replaced. Right back here, it's just fading a little bit. And right back here, this strip is also peeling, which is unfortunately common. And there is a quick fix. You can put like a piece of vinyl or something like that here. Now there's also some paint chipping on the corner of the Girard up there, which again, this could be easily solved. We do have the capability of taking care of that. And some of the vinyl on these windows have little pieces flaking off here and there. So the vinyl that goes over the windows actually has the striping continued on it. And as you can see, there's a couple little pieces missing. So, you know, these sometimes just happen to age, and you can have those redone. We have only messed around with just putting these back to solid color, but I'm sure there's a way out there to match these graphics. It shouldn't be too hard. Oh, well, let's get back to the video and flaws while we're on the outside of the coach. What other flaws do we know around the coach right now on the outside? So, you know, this is one thing we like to do at rvmax.us. So when we have a customer, we'll walk them around, and if there's a flaw, we don't try to hide flaws. Sometimes we don't see them, we're not perfect, but we will go out of our way to point them out if we know about them. At the end of the day, we're in the business of selling used coaches, and that means they're not going to be perfect. However, for those of you who come out to our location and see our coaches, as you can see, we point out flaws, and sometimes we have a little fun pointing out flaws because in the end, life isn't about these material objects. The purpose of these material objects is to go have some fun, right? To experience life, to meet other people. That being said, we're also open to third-party inspections here at RV Max. Oh, hey, one more flaw. So let me point this out. One of these LED strips in the Girards doesn't work. There are LED strips on the end of the Girards, and one can't, it's not coming on. It may be simple. Again, this is something that we can take care of, and we do have the capability of taking care of. And I just want to point out, as this coach sits right now in existence, what is it like? Let's go ahead and step inside. So this has a avionics door. So it's got this beautiful window built in, and then this excellent fold-out step that has all that chrome that matches our Summit chrome package that goes down the bottom of the coach. So check out your entranceway. These pieces light up. We've got the heritage symbol right there. Welcome inside. This coach is absolutely massive when you get the slides open. That's because we've got a full wall slide on this side of the bus that's very deep. We're talking over 30 inches. And then we've got another over 30-inch slide over here on the passenger side of the coach. Super deep as well. And I love how they finished out the woodwork here. So the windows are all surrounded with this beautiful woodwork. And the woodwork has all these custom inlays and suede Alcantara leather. And it just looks really nice. You've also got these quartz countertops that wrap around the back of this couch and go all the way back over here. And just the finishing out of this heritage on the interior, the cabinetry, all the areas they're using this leather is quite fantastic. We've got leather Alcantara up on the ceiling here. We've got all these custom materials, which I think is cool because the newer American coaches have continued to use these kind of different materials than what you see in other coaches. Now this does have villa furniture and it's stunning. It's this beautiful chocolate color with this kind of caramel accent here. It kind of reminds me of like a Reese's Pieces, but dark chocolate. Now, I love the seating in this coach. Both of these big, large front villa chairs do swivel around. And yes, the driver has a very large chair as well. And then over here, you've got an opposing couch. So you've got a ton of seating and areas to hang out and sprawl out. And when you're sitting on this couch, the view of the woodwork, all of the ways they framed those beautiful windows, it just stands out. Now, I do want to mention, this is common on these coaches, we do have some staining here on this wood trim piece. So, you know, that is a flaw that exists. And there's a bit of stains like this here and there on the woodwork in this coach. It's not super in your face, but if you look for it, you'll see it. So that is a flaw on this 13-year-old coach. Now this window back here is a vent out window, and it is an emergency vent out window. So a lot of these windows have these little vents you can easily open up to let wind or air in, regardless if it's raining or not. And there is a smidge of fog in one or two of those windows here and there. It's just, again, a common issue on a coach this age. But hey, that's why you're not paying over $800,000 for this very motor coach. Now we do have a beautiful porcelain tile, and while we're talking about flaws, there are a couple cracks in one or two tiles. I believe we do have extra tiles, so they could be replaced. So over here, we've got a big galley space and more quartz countertops. By the way, on camera, this light looks really yellow. It is a bit yellow. I don't like the yellowness it kind of casts onto this. Not a big deal. That's just my personal preference. And as you can see, if you flick this off, I like the lighting there better. But this quartz countertop, you know, the design that they've chiseled into the sides here, the sparkle, you know, these big, nice quartz insert over our dual hard surface sink. They just fit so nicely and they look amazing. Now we've got a dual stove right here. There is a crack in this flat top here. And again, this is something that could be addressed. Replacing these is really not that big of a deal. Porcelain backdrop on this. I love the backsplash. And we do have a dishwasher down below. Now right here we've got a big, large microwave convection oven. And then we do have a large Whirlpool household refrigerator with two roll-out pantries to the left of it. Now right here there's a large pocket door set up, and these pocket doors are substantially thick. And here is our half bath. So we've got a porcelain push button toilet. I love that it's set up on this big Corian pedestal. And I guess I had to set it there to make sure the tanks fit right or whatnot, the plumbing. There's also this like beautiful porcelain sink. So it's got this bowl down here. Like, again, this is really cool. This is like, I think American Coach is one of the few that put these in their coaches. It looks like a household. And then you've still got this quartz backdrop and a bit of backsplash there. Storage back here. You've got your own little heater in this bathroom, and then there is storage back behind here too. And there's two of these controllers. That's your main controller for the Girard awning. So if the remote controls don't work, you can come to that main one right there. And the remote controls actually just talk to that thing, is my understanding of it. So yeah, this is a very spacious half bath here. Not the biggest half bath, but because of this pocket door, it really is a good size. Now, right back here is our master suite. So we've got a king bed, beautiful woodwork here, Love the backsplash. Love the ceiling fan with all that Alcantara and leather. We've got a beautiful entertainment center over here. I call it an entertainment center. It just looks amazing with all this cabinetry. We've got custom soldered metal inlaid or put on this glass here, and it just looks really nice. Lots of storage down there, and overall a nice entertainment package for your main suite. Now, each side of the bed here does have quartz countertops, and they also have outlets and a generator start-stop. Now this is where the coach gets very interesting. Right now, we are currently standing in the master bath. First of all, I want to take note, it's one level to walk in here. So if you get up in the morning and you just want to come over and brush your teeth or get ready, you don't have to walk up into it. It's kind of like those Tiffins with the Power Glide chassis, how they have that one level rear master bath. This is before that happened. And the way they did this is quite unique because they gave this an extra big slide out that carries out this whole double vanity along with the king bed here. So you get this extra large slide that you normally wouldn't get, and you get this extra massive main bathroom that you don't normally get. The pocket door starts right here. It's a double pocket door. You've got to have a double pocket door to cover the entrance for your rear main bath. Now that should tell you how big this is. Anyway, so double vanity you already know about, lots of storage there, beautiful porcelain tile work, and then we've got our shower. So shower is all porcelain, and there's a step up into it, but it's all bricked in with this porcelain tile. You step up. I love this tile. I love how it feels on your feet, and this is a beautiful shower. Okay, my only complaint, oh, they fixed that. So we've got a rack. The first time we had this, it didn't have anywhere to put your soap in here. That was my one beef with this shower. You'd have to put it on this ledge here. But that's perfect, all right? So you can keep your stuff right there, and just amazing tile work that makes this bus truly feel custom. You know, it really stands out among these high-end motor coaches. Still have the skylight up top. And then to the left of this, check this out. I love this. Quartz countertop storage window outlets. What a nice little cubby hole. And you may be wondering, where the heck is the toilet? Well, it's in its own water closet back here. We've got another set of double pocket doors. And then here is our main rear toilet room. You've got your beautiful porcelain macerating toilet right there. Big window, which is, by the way, another emergency exit window with a built-in vent, so you can vent in air here easily. You've got all these lights up here built. This is like old school American coach, like from 10 years before this coach, where they had all these leather pieces up top. They're still doing that, but this style they've had for a while. It reminds me of our American Eagle, our 2007 American Eagle. We had like a similar thing in our main rear bath. Now right here is our main washer-dryer combo. And one thing I like is if you shut this pocket door, then you've got another set of pocket doors from your bed to the washer, so you don't hear it as much. And then if you got a third set of pocket doors, I mean, you probably can't even hear it from the front of the coach. And then here's another nice touch. So to the left of this, we've got two more pantries that pull out. That's wonderful right there. Along with a regular style full rear wardrobe that's cedar lined, that goes the width of the coach, nearly the width of the coach. Amazing. This coach, I mean, this floor plan is a rock star to me. With this main rear bath setup, you know, the rest of this up here, we do have opposing couches, and obviously this coach is finished out very beautifully, but this is like standard setup for a big full wall slide coach. You know, maybe you don't, again, normally see opposing couches like this, and then the TVs are a little different with the one TV up front and that TV, but largely the same. That rear bath, not largely the same. Now, let's go ahead and suck in the slides. I know that's normally out of order, but now we're going to look at the coach with the slides closed to show you all how much travel space this has before we take this beast on a test drive on the roads here in South Carolina. All right, it's time to tuck these little slides away. And by little, I mean big. And by big, let's start with the biggest, the full wall slide. Next, we have the passenger very large slide. Next, let's go to the bedroom slide. As you can see, you can still open the refrigerator partially so I can get to my Kava leftovers. Next, you have a freezer, and you can get to the half bath. The half bath ingeniously has a pocket door. That way it's completely out of the way if you want it to be. And, excellent access there. Now, right here is our bedroom slide. So this is the setup with the full wall slide out. Full wall slide in, and the bed slide extended. I think I'm a little frazzle brain right now because I thought I was going to be crushed like that scene in Star Wars. Now let's bring that big slide in. I'm glad I'm not in between the bed and that countertop because they're about to tuck nicely together. And this is why you check all your pocket doors beforehand. Those who are good at gymnastics can climb over the bed and get to the master bath back there if you'd like. And here is our Heritage closed up. So considering the depth of not only this huge full wall slide, but this passenger side slide as well, it's not bad. It's a little tight right there to get to the fridge. But up here is really pretty solid. And I love how this cockpit feels in this coach. What a machine. I can't wait to drive this thing. So let's go do that right now. We are now out on the road with this 2012 American Heritage, and I have had some excellent memories traveling, sitting right here in this very spot, with this powerhouse of a 15-liter ISX Cummins in the back, and the exhaust brake will about rip your face off. Now this chassis takes the Spartan K3 and adds the Liberty frame network that really adds to the whole driving experience and is custom to American Coach. This chassis is so competent. The way it handles itself over bumps, the lack of rattles in the coach, that is one of the most impressive things to me while going over bumpy and undulating roads. They've really taken the Spartan K3, which is already a legendary chassis that we've known from the King Air and other high-end coaches, and they've taken it just a step beyond with that Liberty frame. I am really proud of the way this coach drives. And with that, that is the tour of this beautiful 2012 American Heritage, which is available at rvmax.us. Please like and subscribe. Big shout out to those of you who have been supporting us for a long time. All the positive feedback and the feedback in general is very appreciated. And we hope to catch you all in the next one.